Hi, I'm Mike Edwards and the website is DIY Doctor. And once again we're responding to our users' questions and problems that they've experienced. They've come to us for help. One of the problems they've experienced lately seems to be with epoxy resin and waterproofing timber. The waterproofing itself isn't difficult, and the only problems they've experienced is actually mixing the resin, and we've established why this is the case. When you buy epoxy resin, under most circumstances you will buy a tin of the resin itself and a tin of the hardener. The normal mixing ratio for epoxy resin to hardener is 5:1, and that's by weight or volume. So you would ordinarily tip a cupful, 5 cupfuls of the resin into a container such as this paint kettle, together with 1 cup of the hardener. However, most systems allow you to buy with them plunger sets. These are very useful. Not only do they do they screw into the top of the can and they can stay like that for weeks, but they're calibrated as well. So the bigger plunger for the resin only needs to be pressed once to deliver 5 parts of resin, whereas the hardener just needs to be pressed once to deliver 1 part of hardener. So by depressing each plunger once, you have the correct mix. Unfortunately, a lot of our users have not read the instructions on the cans, and they have fixed the plunger and are still depressing this plunger 5 times, this plunger once, and therefore actually delivering a mix of 25:1. The hardener doesn't go. The hardener doesn't work in those situations, and unfortunately the epoxy that you're applying to the timber won't go hard. The only way of getting over that is to scrape it back using a normal paint scraper, and then once you've got all of the surplus resin off, you have to go over the whole thing with some acetone and wipe it clean. A lengthy operation, so get it right the first time, and I'll just show you how we can mix enough to do the bottom of this container that we're doing. You'll see I'm pressing this slowly. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now that's actually delivered 25 parts of resin into the paint kettle, so I need to deliver 5 parts, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the paint kettle of the hardener, and then we simply mix it up. Make sure it's well mixed so the hardener can begin to work. Try and get a paintbrush of good quality so that you don't lose a lot of bristles. Make sure the surface that you're applying it to is clean and sanded down, and then simply paint as you would with any normal paint. It's quite obviously a little bit stiffer than normal paint, and we don't recommend that you mix any more than I've just shown you. So that would be 5 depressions of this plunger, delivering 25 parts of epoxy resin, to 5 parts of the hardener, giving you a mix of 5:1, which is what it's supposed to be. So don't get confused about using, by applying these pumps or plungers, it's calibrated so that you can deliver the correct ratio with 1 depression of each handle. That's how to mix epoxy resin. Thank you.